These are the top stories of the day. Elon Musk is suing Sam Altman. This is going to have major reverberations for the AI crypto industry, also the DePIN industry, and we're going to predict what is going to happen next in AI, in crypto. It's time to discover crypto.
Capital flight is coming to the United States. The dollar is going to zero.
And that's what makes Bitcoin so special. You have to have gone through a couple cycles to understand.
Once the price is able to clear this level, the breakout is on its way.
This is your indication to jump in now.
Bob from accounting, I knew you were going to be early, so I jumped in a couple minutes late. Thank you for joining, everybody. It is a Friday episode. We're feeling good. We have major news in the crypto world. We have Kelly on the ones and twos. We got Drew. We might talk about a DGen pick on the members-only stream later.
Ooh.
Also, it's just a good Friday, man. I'm feeling great. The markets, they're kind of consolidating right now, but, I'm feeling pretty good about it. What about you?
It just makes me kind of giggle right now where there's some people frustrated that we're trading in a boring range at $62,000. If you're not bullish, I don't know. We have some great data we're gonna be sharing today. So I'm feeling good. I hope you're all feeling good. Hit that like button. We're about to jump into it.
We're gonna jump right in. All right, first we have the AI news. Everybody, you know what? No. I didn't have CoinGecko up, so let me type that in. So I was missing it because it wasn't on my screen here. Never mind, it was. I was already on there. All right, I'm hitting refresh just to make sure we have the freshest data. It looks like we're getting a little bit of a pullback, everybody. We are now down 0.8%, down 2% on the 24-hour. Same thing for Ethereum, down 2%. Let's see here. XRP also down 2% and some change. Cardano down 2%. And then Dogecoin said, all right, guys, we got a little bit too excited. I was pissing all over the fire hydrant. Now it's time for me to crap on your carpet. It is now down 5% right there. So the dog coin cooling down. Really, everything is kind of pulling back except Ton Coin.
But can we do something for just a moment? Throwing it here on this chart. Let's look at this 30 days. We have stuff over 300% up. Pepe, 277. Singularity, over 247. WorldCoin, Arweave, Fetch up 200. Things we have to remember. We're going to have these huge moments of explosive bullishness. And we need a couple days of it just chopping around 0.5, 0.1, 2%. This is good. This is a healthy thing that we need to see in a bull trend to have that rise, retrace, or consolidation before continuation. So we don't have that price action on any of these assets just absolutely jump off a cliff.
All right. David Arnold, this guy said he likes an asset because it's associated with BlackRock and the World Economic Forum in a video last night. Was that something you made or I made? I gave a victory lap, everybody. Those who have subscriptions and notifications on, you got the notification for a video last night, and that video preceded a insane rally. We're talking about the base DEX Aerodrome. We put out that video last night, and it is, I think, one of the biggest gainers in the top 500,
you
top
actually
1,000.
put it on our radar about 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah.
A bunch of us in the office here jumped in on it, and I did a little bit of diligence on it. I can't believe it was only at a $30 million market cap a few days ago. It's up right at about $80 million now. Which means we're still early.
Still early, but we're still early in the charts here. Uniswap looks like it's kind of breaking out of its flat range right here. It is up 7.5%, kind of increasing its entire week gain right there. Scrolling down, we have 10% for LEO, but let's look at the biggest gainers. Singularity Net now in the top 100. It is a coin we've been talking about for a long time. We had Ben Gertzel on this live stream a few weeks back, and we have Josh talk to him yesterday. We're going to have an interview coming out on that. It has moved 30%, everybody. Axelar up 30% as well. Fetch AI 20%. And Pepe, look at Pepe. Pepe is now up 18%. And the graph to me, when you see the graph pumping, that is letting you know retail's just digging and digging for AI coins, scraping the bottom of the barrel, and they're choosing a coin that really isn't an AI coin. And that's going to lead us into what we're going to be talking about for the big winners as well. But now for the big losers, everybody, hit that like button if you don't want your coin to be in the big loser pile. We don't want the biggest loser here unless it's, people just bettering their physicality. No, the bonk. I called it the bonk. I like to call it the bonk. Bonk is down 8.6%. Thorchain down 7.3%, but both have pretty good weeks here. Thorchain, a good 12% respectable candle. Bonk has doubled. Bonk has doubled over the week there. Say is down 5.9%. Long-term, am bullish on this. IMX is also down. TIA, a lot of good projects are down. Arweave, slight pullback after a doubling of the past week, though.
So let me ask you a question, though, because you've made a couple comments over the last couple of days, and I just want to clarify your thoughts on it.
Okay.
The graph.
The graph. Yes.
Maybe it's not.
Yes.
Maybe it's not fully.
It's not an AI play. It is not an AI play at all. They use AI indexing. That's not an AI play to me.
That's what I was going to ask, because I think we're still lost in this sort of mind shift about what AI is, what machine learning is versus what AI is, and so I think this is riding some of that wave because people aren't making that distinction. But you know what? I don't know.
Well, saying the graph uses AI is like saying YouTube uses AI to choose what video to recommend you. It's just an algorithm.
Right.
And so it's not any kind of like artificial general intelligence behind the scenes of the graph, clicking ones and zeros super fast at the speed of light. It's not that at all. It's the reverse chain link. This is going to be very this is a very, very explain like I'm five explanation here. It's the reverse chain link. Chain link takes data off chain, puts it onto the chain. The graph does the opposite. Think you click a button in a Web3 game, you got to take that data and take it off chain. That's what the graph does for the front end to the back end. And now I'm just kind of talking ahead of my skis here. But let's talk about Elon Musk and OpenAI. I want to make sure I have a sound here, so I'm going to hit refresh on this. Now, there's a couple reasons Elon is suing OpenAI. The number one reason everyone's talking about is, it's a nonprofit, and he turned into a for-profit. But there's a darker story underneath, a dark, scary, apocalyptic story. And I'm not even trying to overplay what's going on here. It's essentially someone in the chat kind of tweeted out. So it's Skynet versus Elon's killer robots, I think is what they said, or this artificial general intelligence. One of the reasons Elon is suing Sam Altman is because of the AGI. There's allegations that OpenAI from Elon Musk that they have achieved AGI, and this is a breach of contract. This is just about a 20-second explainer saying, what is going on, why Elon is suing.
Part of the case against OpenAI here, the argument that Musk is laying out, is they've achieved what's called artificial general intelligence. AGI is what the acronym is for. They're alleging ChatGPT-4 has already achieved that. If you talk to OpenAI right now, if you talk to the folks at Microsoft right now, they say, no way, we're nowhere close to AGI. So this whole part of this case, or a good chunk of this case,
you think rests on that?
That's what it sounds like. It says we believe, or something to that effect, like just based on our outside view, they've already achieved this milestone of artificial general intelligence.
They've already achieved this milestone of artificial general intelligence. Drew, what do you think? Are you making your homemade EMPs as we speak?
I predicted this 6 months ago. So here we are. It's in the courts. It'll be proved.
How's this going to play out?
Not well. Not well. Remember the T1000 chip when it was created for Skynet? That was the big move. We got a upgrade. I think it's an H1000 coming out from Nvidia.
All right. I just want the metallic arm with like the little secret chip inside of it. Just give me one of those. I'll sell it to Sam Altman, and then I'll buy a bunch of Bitcoin with it to pump your bags. All right. Well, let's go over this article real quick, and then I'm going to tell you what this means for crypto and how you can profit off these two tech titans battling each other. Elon Musk sues Sam Altman, OpenAI, over agreement breach. He urges OpenAI to return to its open source principles and requests an injunction to prevent the for-profit exploitation of AGI technology. One of his issues, he wants AGI technology to be open for the people. And now he is saying because Microsoft has access to it, it will be closed, and that is bad for humanity.
Well, this ties into Elon Musk's post earlier this week. It was earlier this week or last week that he had bought a new computer, and he was frustrated with that he had to create a Microsoft account.
Yeah.
And that seemed like it didn't really matter at the time. But now you see that Microsoft has basically the controlling interest or owns OpenAI. And so this all is starting to tie together. It does make sense. And it makes me think back to Facebook and Cambridge Analytica and all these different things with data. Data is the new oil. And so now that we have AI out there, it does start getting a little bit scary about what data points they're taking on each person just from you logging into your computer.
All right. Some people are saying Sam Altman's account is Sama. They're saying he's memeing all over. I don't know if you can look while I'm reading this article here. Sama is his Twitter account. SpaceX, Tesla, and ex-owner Elon Musk in a legal battle with OpenAI and its CEO, Sam Altman, claiming a breach in their non-profit agreement. The legal action details complaints such as contract breach, fiduciary duty violation, and unfair business practices. He urges OpenAI to return to its open source principles, meaning the people own this AI, can look under the hood, and requests an injunction to prevent the for-profit exploitation of AGI technology. There's the lawsuit right there. One of the crazy things was just looking at the LLC conglomerate that they got going on here. OpenAI Inc., OpenAI LP, OpenAI LLC, OpenAI GP LLC, OpenAI OpCo LLC, Global LLC, OAI Corporation, OpenAI Holdings LLC, and many others right there. So a lot of obfuscation.
So here's his Twitter page, which is actually kind of interesting. It is at Sama. And the first post that he has up here says, scaling laws are decided by God. The constants are determined by members of the technical staff. So there's some interesting sort of parallels there in terms of how he's tying himself into his sense of control and what power that they may be able to have.
Yeah, and it looks like more and more power is going to be concentrated in their hands if Elon loses here. Musk, an original board member, founder really of OpenAI, he founded OpenAI after talking to a tech CEO whom he wasn't taking AI seriously. Now, I want to say it was maybe Oracle, Microsoft. It was one of the large companies there. Say that the conflict between the board and Altman was related to the development of GPT-4 and the next iteration of AGI technology, expressed concern about how this could impact the public safety. Now for the DZ's thesis here. I have a thesis on this, and I'm going to bounce this off of you guys because this is just a thought that I've had this morning. I've been kind of mulling around, and I want to share it to you. What is going to be the biggest winner from this? Well, folks, there's a lot of opportunity here because what's happening right now? We're going to have a lot of competitors and competition in the AI space. Elon Musk, he already has Grok. We have Microsoft doing what they're doing. We have Gemini and Google. That's a whole episode right there. And so usually in tech, you just see a monopoly. You'll see one search engine. You'll see, for many, many years, it was just Netflix. Before Google, it was just Yahoo. For a while, it was only Facebook. Before that, it was only MySpace. And so typically in tech, there'll be just one winner has like 85% of the market share. It looks like AI is so important. We got a lot of billionaires fighting right now. And so what are these billionaires going to be fighting over? They're going to be fighting over two things. Well, really one thing. It's going to be human resource and non-human resource. The human resource, they're fighting over the same programmers. There's only so many good programmers, 10x, 100x programmers in AI. And so they got to fight for that. There's another thing they have to fight over, Kelly, and that's the infrastructure of AI. Now, instead of one company's large data center, we need 3 companies to all have a large data center. We need 3 companies to have all the chips from Nvidia that they can print instead of one. And so now we're going to see more and more competition. Imagine the gold rush. You had 1 million people trying to mine for gold. Were you going to make money mining for gold? No, you're going to make money selling jeans, selling picks, selling axes. So the more people mining gold, the more money you made selling blue jeans. The more people trying to build AGI, the more money you're going to make off DPIN, compute, storage, communications. Right now, this could be 24 hours. This could be 48 hours. AI is going to take up all the attention right now. But the DPIN is going to be the real opportunity right now. Ask yourself, if billionaires are fighting, will they need more chips? Will they need more storage? Will they need more communications equipment? They're going to need all this. And so seeing Elon battling Sam Altman, very, very huge for the DPIN industry. No one's talking about it. All right, that's the DZ thesis there, folks. What do you think about that? What's your thoughts there?
I mean, I think this goes so far and beyond just our investment theses as well, because this goes into the point of, my dad sent me a screenshot two or 3 days ago from ChatGPT. He's asking it about the halving, and ChatGPT told him the halving was going to be sometime in May in 2028. So The reason why I thought that was interesting is that now that we are having these AI data aggregators or these AI sources of information, we already have a very lazy populace, me included. And when we start having, there's going to be a sort of sense of information control, which we're already seeing through propaganda and different news media based on their sort of skewed biases, right? So once we have AI and people really using it as a resource for information, the way in which that information is basically computed and spit out is going to sort of steal people's ability to go and do diligence on things, because they're just going to trust it because it came from that AI thing that should be trusted. So it's good. It is, I think, ultimately important right now that we don't have a consolidation of power or consolidation of control in this sort of AI space. And we do need, okay, maybe there's going to be some closed network AI, corporate controlled things, but we need open source. We need decentralization. And also, I think that is going to take front and center stage with what's going on with blockchain, with render, with Singularity, if they really start stepping into actually producing some AI stuff that we can all utilize rather than just aggregating things. And Fetch AI, there's going to be an explosion on all these things. But you said it best. I think back to the gold rush. The people that made the most money weren't people out there trying to get the gold. It was the people selling them shovels and picks and axes, the tools for which that venture was trying to be realized.
And before we get into the next stuff here, a lot of people, you got good questions. So what's some D-pin coins? What are you looking at? What's the top D-pin? Is Graph a D-pin play? Graph isn't really a D-pin play, but it's going to piggyback off a D-pin play. We had an AI programmer in the chat said, I'm tired of people talking about AI like it's this thing. All AI is algorithm. So yeah, I mean, that's largely just an algorithmic infrastructure play as well. So it will piggyback off that. The number one coin most people think about D-pin is going to be Filecoin.
Yep.
I'm not the biggest fan of Filecoin's tokenomics. There's been a lot of tokens released. I think you share my chart here. A lot of people are just going to, I laugh when I look at this because it looks so bullish, but you know what I see? I see you getting wrecked if you don't pay attention for the next 10 seconds. Right now, you're seeing huge opportunity because it's $8 and you see, oh my God, it's over $160, right? That's a 20x. Wow. But then you hit market cap and that 20x shrinks tremendously. We're not talking about, oh, your 6x turns into a 4x, so you're still pretty good. No, your 20x turns into, all right, 4.2. How? How is it 4.2? 4.2 billion right there. It only reached not even 12. So your 20x is less than a 3x. But a lot of people are going to look at this chart. They're not going to look at this chart. And that's why I'm trying to tell you. And I hope you paid attention for that.
But that's why
people will get wrecked.
And that's why also like Filecoin's great, but we also have competing chains out there like Arweave and other storage places, Storage A. There's a lot of different things out there. And that doesn't mean don't get Filecoin. I think Filecoin's a great coin.
Yeah.
It's just you want to have a little bit of exposure to something that has more room to grow and maybe also could displace its market share of these larger players. And also, of course, get something like Filecoin, which also they are the ones that formulated IPFS, interplanetary file.
Yeah, the interplanetary file system, which is a lot of NFTs use. I'm not sure if I'd have to look at the genesis of that coding or that basically decentralized sharing protocol. All right, now if you want to find more, all right, so if you go to Filecoin, you can see right there, it looks like a stable coin at $8. Scroll down, you'll see categories, and categories, they have it under infrastructure. You're going to find some good plays there. You'll find it also in storage. You click D-Pin, that's where you're going to find more. Then you can see Filecoin #1 in market cap here. I like more D-Gen plays that are on strong chains. So like I want to find the top D-Pin play on Solana, the top D-Pin play on Cardano. And then that might be way, way, way less than Ethereum. But then you start looking at market cap ratios. You're like, well, this Solana play should only be worth, 10, 20% of the Ethereum play if you look at the market caps. And then you're like, wait a minute, it's only 2% of the market cap. It should be 10, 20% of the market cap. I see a little opportunity here. I'm gonna lead you folks to the water. I'm not gonna try to make you drink here. I'll lead to the thought. Maybe you'll think though. All right, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. I would look at, start researching what other chains these are gonna be. If you love Solana, find like your top Solana storage play. Find your top Solana communications play. I like Cardano. I've made that very clear. Obviously, I'm biased here. So if you're unbiased, I still think there's opportunity here though. But if you go to taptools.io, it shares what basically the category it's in. You see telecoms. Telecoms is part of the D-Pin narrative. Here's the artificial intelligence. It has gained 30% against Cardano. We keep scrolling. What cloud services? This is a product or a project we have talked about in the past. I am very bullish on Iagon. It still is less than $100 million market cap. But folks, there's even cheaper ones than that. NTX, we've covered that in a video. It is up tremendously since that video. So congrats all the people got in early. It's only a $37 million market cap. And folks, you can go lower and lower. The lower you go, the riskier it'll be. But, just a little bit of alpha there for you folks. Now, a little bit more alpha before we talk about Bitcoin. Last night, we put out a video. Coinbase will pump this altcoin. What time did that come out? 7 p.m.?
Yeah, I think so.
7 p.m. All right, so 7 p.m. is going to be 1900 military hour. So if we go 1900, looks like it starts right there. I don't know if it was you folks buying that coin. I don't want our videos to like just pump altcoins because then I feel like people are going to take profit too quickly. I am not selling my arrow. If anything, I was going to buy more today. We told you to go buy this and you were up. You're way up. You got in a little bit lower than 24 hours ago. You're actually up 55, 60% if you bought at the start of the video. So congrats everybody who jumped in on this one. I just want to caution, careful. People are going to take profits when you see that much of a pump. I'm just sharing. I'm not taking profits.
Yeah, I mean, just on my chart here, you can see from February 26th till now, it's up 422, 425%. So it doesn't mean it has to correct right now, but this does show that one, there's been a lot of interest that's come into it. But the market cap is still incredibly small. It was $30 million the other day. I think it's, what was it, around 80 now? So there's still a lot of room that this could grow. And this has, because of the liquidity pool, the liquidity that it uses on base, it has, I think, 2x the TVL than every other DEX out there combined. Mm-hmm. So that's an incredible metric for having such a small market cap.
All right, what does DPIN mean? I came up with this, and you know what? I almost want it to spread because I think it's just such a good synopsis of what DPIN, decentralized physical infrastructure network. Boy, does that get people excited. It's like proto-dank sharding. It belongs on a t-shirt. To me, that's puts people to sleep. DPIN, you're like, now it just sounds scammy, and I don't even like it. Compute, storage, communications, DPIN, compute, storage, communications. I haven't heard anyone say that besides me, but I'm just keep saying it till it gets popular. Compute, storage, communications. That's how you got to explain it to the normies. And so when I'm talking about two tech titans fighting about AI, they're fighting for compute, aka Nvidia chips. They're fighting for storage, aka AWS servers. They're building their own server farms. And communications, I'll admit, I know less about that aspect. Yeah. I know Hawaii, or how do you say it? So they own all our communications, right, Drew?
Oh, yeah.
No?
I mean, I just think about, the analogy of how a traditional city is built, right? We're moving into a new age, a digital world, and that digital world needs an infrastructure. So DPIN is the roads, the trains, the storage facilities, and the buildings and the plumbing. That's essentially what this is for the digital world.
All right, up bigly on Arrow. We always like it when the community here is getting some wins here. Let's see, where's one? Oh, WIF hit $1. I guess there's a couple meme coins before we get into these Bitcoin stories. I do want to look at WIF. It's only up 12%. Oh wow, I didn't realize it was that close to $1 already. If you got it a while ago, I mean, you're up, but it was 10 cents here. And when you look at meme coins, folks, I will say this: during the members only stream, I'll share a DGen Solana meme coin play. I put like literally one Solana in. Nothing like I'm like, I'll actually probably recommend don't buy it on the members only stream. But that you have to stick around for that. All right, now into Bitcoin, folks. We're going to talk about crypto. Hit that like button if you want to just talk about Bitcoin because you love the orange coin. Bitcoin wipes out millions as it pulls back after hitting $64,000. Wiped out millions from the leverage traders with the high leverage. You're part of the 80,000 traders who got liquidated in the last 24 hours. It was a high chance you were in a short position. Happened when it flipped 64K on the 28th. Moments later, plunged below $60,000. A lot of people had their shorts ready, and then it did what we call a scam wick, where it just wicks up for all of 20 seconds, and it basically hits everyone's liquidation point. Why? Because there's machines trading against you. Imagine Sam Altman's army. He's trading against you, and it's tough to beat a million orcs. Maybe you got the ring, maybe you got Gandalf. It's still tough to beat a million orcs, and basically that's what these AI bots are. They're trying to outtrade you there. So a lot of liquidations there for the traders. Now the bullish news: we just printed a $20,000 monthly candle. This is the biggest ever candle in USDT terms. It looks like it's holding some pretty good highs after preserving 60K. Still short of the all-time highs of 69. If it hits that, it would be very, very nice. Referring to the monthly performance along Glassnode, he showed that February resulted in a candle only almost 20K. If we kind of looked at this yesterday, so I don't want to look at it too long here, but typically, we had a big period of green Februaries followed by red months and red Marches. But now we got a streak going. So what's going to happen? I don't know. It's tough to call. I don't think anyone knows with any certainty. Do they?
No.
They'd be a trillionaire, right?
Yeah, you be a trillionaire, and all we can do is stack the probabilities in our favor and always make sure that we're practicing risk management. The day, 2 days, was it 2 days ago when the markets pumped to 64 and immediately crashed, dropped down to 57 and came back to
You
60.
said crash.
So that happened about 5 minutes after I ended my stream. And before I ended my stream, because things were so bullish, I said, you have to remember, in these markets, as excited as you can get and as fun as the markets and as bullish as every signal can get on the charts, sometimes we get blinded by our bias and the market gets a little bit too euphoric, and things can change like that. They can absolutely, completely go against you, no matter how many signals are in your favor. You got to practice healthy risk management right now.
So they get blinded by the light.
Yeah, blinded by
wrapped up like a what, though?
Wrapped up like a deuce.
Deuce in, not a douchekin or something. I never really knew what it was.
It's a type of car with
the double deuce.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bubble deuce. I did have a quick scalp short on Cardano. I'm pretty sure it closed. I'll have to check that. I got to change the trading pairs and stuff. All right, let's see here. Other Bitcoin stuff. Bitcoin price surges. Triggers one big I told you so from fans. I don't want to read the whole article here. I just want to ask Chad a question, ask Drew and Kelly the question. Is it rude? Show this t-shirt again. Is that t-shirt rude to wear? Are we rubbing our buddies' noses in it, relatives' noses in it? There's two
things. One, I want to be absolutely open to anybody so they have more of an, open mind to come into this. But like Dylan LeClaire posted about this morning. You know what? There's been so many people out there that have been saying that we're out of our mind, we're stupid, this is a scam coin, blah, blah, for so many years. It feels good to not only have the stamp of approval of the world's largest asset managers, so much so that one of the other contending massive asset managers, Vanguard, had to let basically the CEO had to step aside because he was against this Bitcoin. And now we have they're going to have to put in a new CEO. So I don't think it's, humility says it's wrong, but my ego says, yeah, I told you so.
Who's Bitcoin CEO?
I'm talking about Vanguard.
No, yeah, I was just wondering though, who's Bitcoin CEO?
The people, baby.
The people. I was going to say Michael Saylor. I like the people. The people's a little bit better. All right,
the people's champ. Yeah.
Share my screen. I want to look live here. I just put on the ADA USDT. This is Blofin trading, everybody. I'm pretty sure this paid out in profit. I put my take profit right above this wick. If I would have, I don't have time to watch a trade. If I didn't worry about, providing good live content, I would watch this trade. I would be moving my stop loss. I would be guaranteed in a profit. And, I'd maybe keep riding this thing because I think we might get a little bit of a correction. All right. All right. It's closed. The trade has closed. I'm 95% sure I closed in profit. All right. We're going to look live. It's green. All right. It's green. All right. Cool. So made a little money. All right. Okay. Hey. Made a bunch of steaks there. We'll take that every day, all day, every day.
Is that like grocery store steaks or is that Omaha steak?
Oh, that's Omaha. That's the good steaks right there. Where do we get that t-shirt? Good question. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll have to make one for Hit Merch. I don't think they have a copyright on that saying just yet. Drew, is it rude to wear a t-shirt saying I told you so?
With the Bitcoin on
it depends on how I wake up during the day. Sometimes
so you wake up choosing violence or okay.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, love and peace for everyone, don't want to have to use the lead. And then other days is scorched earth. So just depends.
I want that shirt. XXL, please. It's great. Not rude. I'm going to buy it. No, I like Zachary Martin's logic here. No, it is not rude to buy it because all the doubters are quick to talk S. LOL. That's certainly true. Because would they wear that t-shirt when it crashed to 15,000? I think they would. Where do we get that t-shirt? Morel, are you watching? Let's start working on that thing. I'll wear that t-shirt all day, every day.
We can put on it, sponsored by Elizabeth Warren.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. And yeah. Elizabeth Warren, probably more popular with Jerome Powell. Probably, yeah, I like that. That's all right. We're brainstorming here. What would you put on the back of that t-shirt? Is it Elizabeth Warren? Give it a thumbs up. Is it Jerome Powell with the money printer? What do we want to do there? All right, let's do one more Bitcoin story that we're going to get into the charts, everybody. Bitcoin dominance. Shout out to Ben Cowan. Just such a good presence in the space here. Rises to a 2-month high as the markets cool off following massive gains. This metric has increased 5% in the past several days. The most altcoins went on a roller coaster, but they've stalled on the daily now. Aside from Litecoin, Leo, and Tau from the larger caps there. However, the bulls began a massive rally start on Monday that resulted in gaining several thousands in hours for Bitcoin, then soared to almost 60K. Then it looked like it soared all the way close to 64K. And then the dominance just growing and growing and growing. I have an open bet. Ooh, wow. Wow, I haven't thought about this in a long time. I have an open bet with Tim. Tim here that works here. Shout out to Investing Bros. He thinks the dominance will hit 60% before all-time high. I said, nope, it won't. We're really close to all-time high, $5,000 away. Looks like Tim is going to owe me a steak dinner. Love it.
You never know. I mean, it did rocket up pretty quick before. I mean, we can see here on the BTC.D chart, we zoom out on this. This is a peak all the way back here, January 2021. We just recently got back up to this November 30th this last year, and we're attempting to try and break through this zone right now. If we find support here, maybe I don't really see us going up to 60 and beyond. It could happen, but I feel like the crypto markets are really starting to take notice on all the activity. You know, we just saw Coinbase crash. Why does it crash? Because everybody's coming back online at the same time trying to make some trades. So all these things are only perpetuating this sort of PR narrative around the crypto space, which is better than any other PR for any company you've ever seen in history. And it's because these aren't companies. These are assets people can participate in.
All right. Arrow crushed it. We got a lot of people bought some arrows, so I feel pretty good about that. Folks, that's why you got to have notifications on. You saw that chart. It started skyrocketing the second that video came out, so make sure you have on the notifications. You see that thing pop in, you better jump in fast. I tell you who should have jumped in fast. That is Jamie Dimon. We're going to go in the Wayback Machine as Kelly gets the charts ready. 18-second clip. Jamie Dimon, 2017, early 2017, because Davos is in January. This is when Bitcoin was $900.
Recently about cryptocurrency. We had a conversation in the fall about Bitcoin. You've switched your view a little bit on this?
I think you all have said enough. I'm not going to say anymore. You guys are the ones popping this whole thing. You talk about it too much. You should stop talking about it and go back to something relevant.
All right, look, what does this play as? He's saying, I feel like he's scared when he's saying you should stop talking about it. Now, remember, Bitcoin is about to do a 22x over the next 11 months. Tell me, do you see fear here?
Too much. You should stop talking about it and go back to something relevant.
I don't know. I smell a little fear there. I smell blood in the water. I smell a little fear. That was when Bitcoin was $900. Right now, we've done about a 70x from those levels. Feels good, man. All right, but you know what also feels good? Looking at the charts, making a trade based off some just good correlation of data, and then maybe profiting off that. What do you got for us?
Well, let's look at it. I just want to throw it back to the comment you made before about the open interest. Credible Crypto shared this right here, and this is this flush that we had when we pumped up to 64 down to 57. It also wiped out the open interest back down to the level that we're at 46. And we need this. If things get far too frothy, then we get a lot of people wrecked along the way. So it's good that this is setting up a little bit more of a healthy run. Now, I do want to point to this as well. Bitcoin, the paradigm shift is here. This is some information from Walter Bloomberg here, coming from a report from Bank of America. But we're seeing, let me just read this quote right here. Crypto assets also saw a notable increase with $2.4 billion in inflows, while gold experienced outflows of $500 million. According to Bank of America year to date, cash inflows are on track to reach an unprecedented $1.4 trillion, matching previous record highs. Crypto funds this year have already surpassed the inflow peak of 2021. So we're seeing interest not only on the buying pressure, but on the VC development side of really pushing things along in this ecosystem. It is about to get exciting. This is also, I was excited to see this. I'm just going to take a little victory lap here. This is a chart that Scandinavian Monkey posted. And this chart is actually an on-chain data chart that I created, that I designed, that's hosted on Looknode. And essentially, he has these three basically moving averages from long-term holder, short-term holder, and a trend signal line that I created on here, that each time these have crossed have led to massive bull trend. And we're just in the moment of them crossing right now. And of course, the setup for that fuel, man, people are still stacking into their private storage, meaning coins coming off exchange. We have coins coming off exchange while we're having increased buying pressure and rates we've never seen before with these ETFs. I'm bullish. Now, where are we out looking at specifically at the chart? Well, we're still in play of this larger sort of bull pennant that we've created on this move to the upside. We're riding the low side of this support. If we lose this level, I'm looking at this box territory right down below us, which actually we do Alt F on PC or Option F on Mac. We can see that's the 382 fib level right in here at essentially about 59,000, 59.3 zone. If we lose that level, I can see us moving down to this golden pocket at 55. Now, I'm only telling you this because things are so bullish, we cannot forget to look for downside opportunity. If things are able to push through this $64,000 mark, at 64.7 to be more exact, I do think that we're going to get some very quick movement up into the 67 to 69, really testing that all-time high. There's going to be a lot of liquidity interest directly above here, meaning that if we clear this, it's going to move very quickly and so on and so forth at the previous all-time high. Now, looking at all this other stuff going on in the market very quickly, AGIX just absolutely mooning here since, was this February 15th, up to this recent sort of bull flag, 162%. And we have broken out of this flag. The target from this flag, take the flagpole from here to the top. This would give you a target all the way up here into the $1.85, $1.90 range. Things are setting up for some bullish price action. Don't discount the opportunity for things to move to the downside, though. We can also see Ondo, something that we called out. I just want to shout out to our Bitlab members. We did a Bitlab member stream. We've done a lot over the last couple of weeks, but these coins, Aerodrome, SingularityNet, Ondo, Fetch.ai, ORNJ, The Graph, BitTensor, these were all the top gainers when I was looking this morning over the last 24 hours. Every one of these coins we discussed in the Bitlab private member streams here on Discord about 2 weeks ago, and everybody in there is really being able to take advantage of those gains. Ondo, the reason I like Ondo is because it has a lot of VC money from Coinbase involved, but it's also has some partnerships with BlackRock, and this is a real world asset tokenization. We come out of here, we look at Fetch.ai, also moving very strongly to the upside. This is a 1 week chart coming out here to the 2 hour. This is still just showing signs of bullishness. There's a little bit of bearish divergence in here, but things are getting frothy right now. Plan your downside targets for accumulation, but expect some irrationality in this market. Things are pumping, really exciting right now. We did not look at Ethereum. Let's just take a peek at this. This also is pushed up on this 4 hour chart, finding support on the VWAP, finding support on the dynamic support zone here on the Bitlab trading stack. There's a little concern though, because this has fallen through this trend signal line and it's finding a little bit of resistance here. Hopefully this is loading up to continue higher. We can see we have order blocks both above and below us. Ultimately, I'd be watching for a potential pullback on Ethereum down to this 33 on the bullish case. If we lose this $3,300 mark, I think we'd be moving much lower, but this is an outlier for me. It's looking to me like this will likely actually shock people that want to be bearish and continue moving higher. So things are looking good right now, and it is a good day. The markets have been going good. Get in the Discord. I just want to shout out, I decided to open up that huge deal that we had last week, once again, for everybody for a 1 day sale to get you all in that Discord. So head over here, lab.bitlabacademy.com/Josh. I'll put a link in here. Get involved. You can sign up for 30 days for free and also get access to the indicators and everything at the best deal we've ever done. So definitely check that out, and let's jump into more news.
All right, Q Kittens, my laptop was out on me, so I can't watch the live streams or watch the video. I'm not very happy. I'm sorry. They saw the Arrow video late. It was already up 70%. Someone else pointed out, well, we did mention it during the live stream before the pump yesterday, but they're not able to watch it. And so what Kelly said about the Bitlab Academy is really good news there. I will share my trade in the Bitlab Academy. You see a thing in there called DZ Trades, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about. I think I might put in Solana number 2 into this meme coin. I know I'm crazy, but I see some slight correction. And speaking of correction, if you're wondering how I knew to jump in on that Cardano short on Blofin, shout out to Blofin. We have a link below if you want to get some trading on. I just saw Lux Algo indicator here. I saw a little bit of a bearish divergence. So you can see it right here, Kelly. I lined it up perfectly. Moving on up here. Meanwhile, the RSI is moving on down. A lot of times, if it's not just crazy frothy, you could trade a little bit of a downside pullback. So took that profit. We're in the green, and the streak continues as far as DZ's trades. But I still need to open one live on the morning stream. I haven't done that in like my last 3 or 4 trades. I'm trying. It's just difficult. All right, Bitcoin. Let's see. I want to talk about. So we do have some Bitcoin news that's going to be pretty interesting, folks. And it's going to be talking about not the 200K, not the ETFs. It's Eric Balchunas has been dropping some alpha, everybody. This is BlackRock's ETF, the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, the newest member of the $10 billion club. These are ETFs with $10 billion in assets under management. Just a little fact here. This is the fastest ETF to ever go there in history. I know part of it's going to be because of inflation, but still, this is very, very big. Only 152 ETFs are in the 10 billion club out of over 3,000, including Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. First 10 billion, so it has to come from the flows here. Second 10 billion easier because market appreciation is a bigger variable. So I hate saying good job, BlackRock. That sentence just feels bad coming out of my mouth there, but BlackRock's been doing pretty good attracting this Wall Street money into Bitcoin.
Well, as much as we've believed in this asset over the last 14 years, some people maybe the last 6 months, some maybe 3 years, we all have our different born on date. But what this marks is not only the capital inroads and the option for institutions, Wall Street, as well as private funds to have access to this, but it also ushers in, we are in a new era of Bitcoin. We are in a new era of what this market cycle could even look like. I'm going to be interested in 6 to 8 years to look back and see how if it does the market cycle change in relationship to the bull markets and bear markets? Are we going to get smaller bear markets now with these funds? Just the appetite to buy as all these people, remember how excited you were when you first really started investigating Bitcoin and crypto? We would stay up all night and read everything. And that's what the institutions, now that they're essentially getting orange pilled, there's over 400,000 ultra wealthy families out there. There's 62 million millionaires worldwide, 25 million millionaires in the US alone. I'm actually talking about this on the Bitlab stream after this. 100K for Bitcoin is not out of the question. It's actually not even the beginning of what's going to be coming in this market.
But Club Gris, he's bringing up a good point. We have the CME close happening is a $57,385 bottom wick on the CME. He's saying we probably won't close below that. I would agree, but don't be surprised if we get these wicks, because it was just 2 months ago we had some wick that was, or CME was like $12,000 lower, 10. It was, we'll never go there. We'll never go there. And it wicked down there for, all of 1 5-minute candle. Wells Fargo and, Kelly says a new paradigm for Bitcoin. Well, this is just basically just proving that. Wells Fargo and Bank of America's Merrill Lynch now offering spot Bitcoin ETFs to clients. Now just making it a lot easier for them to buy some of these ETFs. Probably going to push them towards BlackRock, if I had to guess. I don't know. Maybe they got backroom deals there. So more and more retail going to be coming in off these Merrill Lynch and Wells Fargo offerings. Just think it's a lot easier, less friction. The less friction, the better it is for Bitcoin's price there. It's over for future people. Longer we all go, see is a slow, boring grind, solid, robust like gold. We're lucky to be here right now. Risk, you are correct. Hey, did Bitcoin get a CEO fired? Maybe. Retiring CEO, he's retiring, of giant asset manager Vanguard shunned Bitcoin ETFs. Will his replacement, Tim Buckley, CEO Underwatch, the asset manager, shun the spot Bitcoin ETFs, will retire this year in a search is underway for his replacement. Remember the boycott Vanguard hashtag that was going around? Well, maybe it's coincidental, but, a month or two after that, he's retiring.
Well, he also did post specifically, basically,
about Hamas?
Oh, no.
Oh, whoa.
No.
Oh, I thought he had like a different reason he got fired.
It was that he enjoyed hummus. It's a whole different thing.
Okay.
No, he posted specifically, there will never be Bitcoin included in our assets, essentially, while I'm CEO. So he basically made the ultimatum that whether or not he was pushed aside by his board of directors or he just realized the error of his ways. I think, he was there 33 years. So that is quite and he didn't do a bad job. They're among the largest.
33 is nothing, okay? J. Edgar Hoover ran the FBI and the OIA for 48 years, okay? So what's 38? You got another decade in you. That's what I say. Fun, yeah. You should do a basement episode on Hoover.
Well, the Pinkerton men.
Pink is their favorite color, too.
You want to really twist your mind, and you would love this, Drew. And it was entertaining to say the least. Watch the new documentary miniseries on Netflix.
I need to.
American Conspiracy. You'll be like, I need to go to an
my
asylum.
fiance. I love you, Kat. She is. She it affects her, those type of things. She's like, just watch it when I'm not around. So, she's going to help out a friend. I might just try to binge it then.
It's a doozy.
Okay. What about someone who hasn't taken the red pill yet, hasn't gone down the rabbit hole? Should they watch it? Is it a good first step, or is it deeper?
I would say this. Don't watch one episode and be mad. Don't get disinterested by the second episode. Watch the full arc of what they do. It's a beautiful documentary because it points out the cognitive dissonance all of us have and how easy we can be swayed to be angry, upset, and you'll see what I mean when you watch this miniseries because it takes you through a whole journey. I don't want to say any more because I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but it's a great expose on one, how our minds work, but two, a lot of stuff that we have. Nothing that we see is what it is.
Reminds me of the Hal clip from Malcolm in the Middle, where he's like, are you ready to go down this rabbit hole? Then he like spends the next minute, once you go down this path, there's no turning around.
But you know what I did find out? Craig Wright is not Satoshi.
Okay, careful now. Come after you. Hey, a couple good news, and then we're going to talk about copper, everybody. MicroStrategy is on its way to being in the S&P 500. It is now, when we checked right before stream, 497. If you can hold the top 500 spot, they reallocate the top 500 every now and then so basically someone will get kicked out, and then MicroStrategy get brought in, and then so every S&P 500 index ETF is going to have some Bitcoin exposure, albeit tangent. Like it's still pretty cool there. So S&P 500 ETFs could be forced to custody some Bitcoin there in an indirect way.
Well, we can't forget, as ostentatious as it may seem, we can't forget the report that came out from BlackRock a couple of years ago that said the optimal split on a portfolio would be an 84% allocation to Bitcoin. So clearly, this asset manager is, we're asking if maybe they'll get 1%. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, even at 1% of all these different asset managers out there, this price would be something that we couldn't even, our calculators wouldn't even show.
Adam, pay attention to the Filecoin market cap explainer that I gave 25 minutes ago. I really want to try to talk you off a ledge saying it's going to $100 this year. I think it's possible. I think it's just unlikely. I put it at less than 20% probability. Mike Bennett, he's probably Jamie Dimon's best friend. By Jamie Dimon's best friend, did he mean Jeffrey Epstein? Because Dimon was Epstein's banker. I don't know who he was referring to there. Just like reminding people of that. Let's talk about copper, everybody. Copper crowned. Move over platinum. Move over gold. Move over palladium. Move over weird, obscure metals, tungsten.
So it's not a police officer in the 40s.
No, copper, that's good. Copper crowned the king of commodities for 2024 at a prestigious conference. Gold shines as the runner-up. Meanwhile, we should just be screeching, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. I know buying at 60, the first part, Q1 24 seems a little bit weird. I still say Bitcoin is going to outperform. Although oil outperformed Bitcoin in 22, could copper outperform Bitcoin in 2024? Well, unlikely.
You just said something that's very important because there's a lot of people. I see this question on this stream. I see the question on my stream. I see it on all the different crypto streams out there. People ask, is it too late to buy Bitcoin? Should I still buy Bitcoin? And the answer to that really boils down to, do you have the conviction to sit through any volatility if it comes? Right now and every day of the week is a good opportunity to buy Bitcoin. The problem where people really get set up for failure is when they buy now expecting it to have the same gains over the next 3 weeks as they just saw the previous 3 weeks. If you're okay to buy now, because we still could continue going up. If we have a 20% drop, does that scare you and you're going to sell? Because it's when you sell that the market then reverses and goes back up. So you have to understand the time horizon here. It is absolutely a good time to buy Bitcoin still because I absolutely believe it's going over 100, likely into the 200 range, maybe even higher. The question is, can you ride the train along the way?
All right. Investing in lithium and copper mining companies, also a good idea. If you look in the article here, that's actually some of the metals that are popular besides gold, everybody. I wanted to find it where they list the other metals. Here we go. Meanwhile, lithium, iron maintained their top positions here with 13% favoring lithium. Oh, only 2% leaning towards iron. Sorry. Maybe it is the Bronze Age. Mike Novogratz says Bitcoin will become larger than gold. He's famous for having a Terra Luna tattoo. Could you pull that up real quick, please? Yeah, that is probably what he's best known for in my mind. Bitcoin currently trading above 60K, first time in 2 years. And he said is going to overthrow gold to become the most preferred investment. And if we look at gold's market cap, I'm going to round up $14 trillion. Bitcoin at a 1.2, 12 times 12 is 144. That gives us approximately about 11.8x. Oh, no. Yeah, less than that. About 11.4x. Correct my math, someone else that's smarter than me. 10x plus if Bitcoin were to reach gold market cap with current issuance, because, the issuance is still pretty low. There's only 1 million left, 1.3-ish. So we only have 1 million Bitcoin left to be mined, meaning you could pretty much be safe if it were to hit this $600,000 Bitcoin. Are you bullish enough yet? See the picture?
Yeah, it's hashtagged with no regrets. And here's his beautiful Terra Luna tattoo.
All right. That's real, actually. That is real. I have the same tattoo on the small of my back, Bob from accounting, if you were wondering. My girl is made of metal. I smell iron on her. I don't know. Wait, catch them all sometimes, man. You worry me. Should we have brought him in the doors here? All right. Hey, Kev, you're pretty funny there. All right. I can't repeat that one, though. Here's just a fun chart that will... This is good for your normie friends. If you want to find this, I'm going to go ahead and hit like. If you go to my account, hit likes, you'll be able to find this tweet. 4 out of 5, aka 80% of all dollars were created in the last 5 years. Have a good night. This is our money supply visualized, everybody. So when people say, that inflation's not that bad, you show them this chart. When people say, yeah, the real reason milk's expensive is the corporations, show them this chart. There's just a lot to tell with this chart. When someone says, yeah, well, the dollar's backed by this and Bitcoin's backed by nothing, show them this. And then explain, well, I guess, Drew, when someone says, what is the dollar backed by? What do you say?
Violence.
Yeah, it's their monopoly on violence. I always like to add monopoly of. I remember the first time I said the U.S. government has a monopoly on violence, my stepdad's brother's wife, I know this sounds crazy, he looked at me like I was basically saying, the craziest Alex Jones conspiracy. She her face scrunched up. I'm talking about you, Tony. Her face scrunched up. She's like, monopoly on violence. What does that even mean, you weirdo? Look, you're not going to make me feel like Dale from King of the Hill. Because you know what? History has proven, I think Dale had he was the one who really had it going on. All right, moving forward here, HFSC votes to overturn SEC guideline on crypto industry. We do have some good fighters here. This is going to be the House committee here. So the House Financial Services Committee has voted in favor to overturn the SEC's stance regarding the crypto industry, a particular guideline here. And looks like 31 members supported this measure. Only 20 opposed it there. Let's see. Proponents are saying it's illegal and detrimental to the crypto ecosystem. Dissenting voices like Maxine Waters. Could we just pull up Maxine Waters and SBF? Maxine, all right, this is the person who is against this. This person, Maxine Waters, she is cautioned against rescinding the guidelines. Waters criticized the move, characterizing it as ironic. Hey, it's ironic, don't you think? Given the off-sided complaints about the ambiguity in the crypto space. Do we have a picture of Maxine? This is the person who is disagreeing with the House Services Financial Committee. The one that is cozy with SBF. So you know what? I don't really care what you have to think when it comes to what crypto industry has to say. You have proven yourself to be an unethical, dishonest, bad actor. I'm just going to say it there. I'm just going to leave it there. You're a bad actor. Not like as in Shakespearean. You're just bad for America here. We did get a super chat from Morgan Powell. Could we scroll up to that? You got the mouse there. Super chat. Could you see optimism hitting 8-10x this bull run? First thing I want to do is go to tokenunlocks.app because you deserve a real answer here. Token unlocks and then OP. I'm gonna show you something that's gonna maybe have you think twice here. OP. Go to optimism. Optimism. Boom, right here. I'm not optimistic on this particularly. Oh, wait a minute.
The chart's looking quite bullish. Looking at this sort of structure.
Okay, so it's already behind them. Okay, so they did get one behind them. So they release. It's a drip. The linear drip 2.3. Okay, so that's not the big one. I thought ARB and OP had one. Here's what really worries me about OP. OP fully diluted valuation, 16 billion. Oh, you can't see it. Wait a minute. Why can't you see it there? Oh, yeah, you can. $16 billion fully diluted valuation. Kelly, what's the best L2?
Polygon.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Not even close, really. Polygon's fully diluted valuation, 10 trillion. So optimism is it's a 60% higher fully diluted valuation. To me, Polygon
Wait,
seems
did
to
you say
be
10 trillion?
billion. Maybe I said trillion. Trillions one day, Kelly.
Yeah.
Trillions one day.
Like,
So
damn.
that's my OP thoughts there. I hope that helps there.
In the short term, though, I just want to point this out on the OP chart. This is a weekly. We do have a beautiful one reversal pattern here that we did push up out of, but we have a large cup and handle here just on just a shorter term. This is a weekly chart. But if we look at this, the target is up here to the 4.618, around $11, which would be from where we're at right now.
Is your line drunk because your cup is drunk?
Well,
Because
yeah,
the cup's at an angle. I'm asking a real question.
Yeah.
Is that how you actually do it?
I drew it from here down to this point. I mean, you could do it like this. I just
Because like at a certain point, that an angled line might be longer than a straight vertical line, but it wouldn't be longer vertically. And I don't know. Maybe I'm not explaining it well, but I don't know. Just a thought there. I was wondering if you were drunk. No, I'm kidding. Kelly's not. That's after in the basement, maybe sometimes. But Nick's not here, so maybe not today. Kraken finds some allies. This is pretty cool. The Curie, the Amicus Curie brief. We were talking about this yesterday. I said, hey, look, we're going to see remember yesterday I said, we're going to see a long line of this. I don't even really want to get into this story because we're going to see this story over and over again. Well, it didn't even take 24 hours later. Now we got 8 states signing this Amicus Curie brief. Just another one of those things. All right, let's shout out the states, though. Montana, Iowa, Arkansas, Nebraska, Mississippi, South Dakota, Texas, and Ohio. Do we have audience members that are from these states? If you're from one of these states, throw up the two letters there. Let us know. Easy's math isn't mathing today. I thought I did pretty good given those large numbers in that small amount of time. All right.
I do want to say, though, with stuff like this, I want to shout out this individual right here.
Who do we got?
Dennis Porter. This guy has been doing an astronomically huge bit of good for Bitcoin.
Boy, that's a flat top, right?
Yeah, the little it's got a little whip-de-doo.
Me, myself, and Irene level.
But he is the co-founder of the Satoshi Act Fund, and they have been out there just.
You mean the Craig Wright Act Fund?
No. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
no. Craig, wrong. But he's been out there with different state legislators, with different working in different bills, and really educating state regulators and senators. He's been really doing a great bit of work. And Dennis Porter, if you're listening to this, I'm going to write you. I'm going to hit you on DM. I had you on my podcast about a year ago, but we'd love to get you on the show and talk a little bit about some of this regulation stuff you're working on.
Going bonkers, 60% gains now. That's pretty good. Catch them all. The only line I've seen vertically was snorted. This channel is going to pivot. Okay. All right. SEC commissioner shouldn't even have said that. SEC commissioner says agency is enforcement only mode when regulating crypto. That's literally like not in their jurisdiction. They're supposed to give us clarity guidelines and tell us how to drive on the road. Don't just give us tickets. And we're like, yeah, you're speeding, and you're like, well, I haven't seen a speed limit sign. I've been looking. In fact, I asked you, what is the speed limit? You said, shut up. Then you arrested me for speeding. I was trying to go below the speed limit. Just can you give me some clarity, SEC? No, I don't think so.
I was driving, specifically last night, coming home from dinner on 575 on the freeway. At one point, I was like, oh, great, a speed limit sign. I didn't know what the speed limit was. And at the same juncture on both sides of the road, it said speed limit 70. Other side of the road, speed limit 65.
All right, Bob from accounting. I'm from one of those states, but I don't want to dox myself. LOL. Hurry, backtrace his IP. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Remember when people would threaten you with that on Call of Duty? Like way back in the day, they'd be like, there were people that could find your IP address. They'd tell you where you're at and stuff. I had it happen twice, I think. I've had people shut down the lobby several times. It would get crazy back there.
I'm just thinking about a funny short I saw in there where a guy comes home, a guy's playing his game. This guy comes in and he meets this kid, and the mom leaves the room, and he's like, "You from 6 years ago? Yeah, I'm dating your mom."
Oh, the ultimate revenge! I told you I would. Your mom. I told you. It just took me years. All right, hey, we got chain link news. Everybody, Link Marines, hit that like button. Where are we at on likes, Drew? I want more.
277. We got to get more.
I need more. 177,000.
You're close.
Off by a factor.
Yeah. Off by a factor of many.
Off a factor of all.
Off by several factors there. ARK invest in 21 shares. Partner with Chainlink to disclose ARK B spot Bitcoin ETF reserves. Chainlink Chainlink, I'm just more and more bullish on Chainlink. You know what? I feel like I missed the Arrow boat. I don't know if this is the week to DCA into Arrow on Friday. This might be the week to buy some more Chainlink, however. That's right. I might buy an additional 0.3 to move my 3.9 all the way up to 4.2. I might just do it, folks, because that's not even the only Chainlink news. Metis integrates Chainlink CCIP made a restaking push as well.
I just wanted to point out the chart here on Chainlink because we had this huge period. This is a great reminder for every coin out there. This huge period right here that was 530-ish days of sideways price action. Everybody is like, this is so boring. It has exploded higher. We're right here right now in this zone, which is where this previous area right here rejected. We also found support. Support, rejection. And we're right in this zone just below the 382 of this macro move on this fib. What I'm pointing this out for is we have this giant gap right here on the fib, as well as a lot of price action all the way up to the golden pocket, another 60% move. Of course, we have some areas we could stop along the way. For instance, right here at $25. But I think having a little stair step factor up to this $25, little pullback, and then all the way up here to 35. And again, this is, I don't want to call it a deep in play, but I think it's the ultimate deep in play because it ties everything inside and outside.
This is the communications.
Yeah.
The communications of the trifecta there.
And
that
it bridges
I've highlighted.
W2 to W3. You know what I mean? So,
you mean George Bush's son is going to run?
Yeah.
What's that? Jeb's nephew?
Well, W1 is in that American conspiracy thing.
Fun fact, George Bush was the leader of the CIA, George Bush Sr. I don't know if everyone knows that, but yeah, he was picked as VP for Reagan after running the CIA. So not everyone knows that. Yeah, George Bush Sr. ran the CIA for years.
I'm going to run downstairs and set up Bitlab. All of you come and tune in. I'm going to tell you why 100K is not, it's not a level that we should even be worried about. It's just the beginning of our future.
All right. He's going to move fast as an arrow, everybody. And that takes us to our next story. I know, it was a stretch. Aerodrome Finance, moderate volatility, rising Friday. Is it time to cash out? Let me see that mouse when you're done with it. I want to scroll up to someone's page as well, or someone's comment there. We have a masonry. Oh, did I do that? It ain't my fault. All right. What is it? I wanted to make sure I read it. Craft Masonry and Hardscapes bought some arrow after watching your video, up 50% already. Congrats. Good job on that one, everybody. Yeah. So take a victory lap on that. Okay, you already got it. Aerodome Finance, moderate volatility. Is it time to cash out here? Relatively average in terms of volatility when compared to other cryptocurrencies. Meme coins, maybe. So far, it has added 60%, and it looks like it was at 45 cents. If we look real quick, if we go to Arrow is up 45%, right now 47 cents. Everybody, let me try to find that article one more time. Here we go. Scrolling down, it looks like a volatility rank of 75, top 25%, is trading above resistance and was supported around 24 cents. And resistance said, okay, so it's just breaking models here. So right now, price discovery zone. And then once you're in price discovery zone, really no one knows what the heck's going to happen. If we want to be clear, the best thing you could do in price discovery is use Fibonacci extensions. So maybe give Kelly a little shout out in the Bitlab. Maybe he'll throw those up for you there. All right. We do have a little other ARB news and other altcoin news. Collaborating with Robinhood. It looks like ARB is going to be integrating with Robinhood in a major way here. It was made. This announcement was made at ETH Denver, and people who use Robinhood self-custody to access swaps on Arbitrum. So, okay, so this allows users to do swaps on ARB. Okay, pretty big. Folks, we had a thesis, and the big thesis essentially was big money is choosing ARB, and that's why I'm more bullish on ARB versus OP. We telegraphed that trade months ago, and we've done pretty well off that. I have taken some ARB profits. In fact, some of what I bought Arrow with was my ARB profits. And now I just wanted to highlight that because it looks like ARB's going to do another leg up. So, you know what? It's, you never go broke taking profits. And Arrow has outperformed ARB. So should I take Arrow profits, put it back into ARB? Drew, what do I do?
I say we just have a pizza party with our Arrow profits. I'm still worked up over Netflix, man. I can't believe people still watch that garbage after Cuties 2020. I burned the house down with the bathwater and the bathtub in it. So,
did DZ flash an Illuminati sign? No, but communication, storage, and compute. I threw up a freaking triangle.
Did you throw
now
signs?
That's going to be a thing now. What?
They're going to screenshot that.
It's already done. All right. highlighting it with that comment just made it worse. L2 Blast launches its mainnet and then unlocks 2.3 billion in unlocked funds there. But really, the story was people were pissed off. Was it a 2-week withdrawal period, right? So a lot of people are just kind of posting about that, and had a high yield, led to rumors that it's a Ponzi. Pac-Man responded to the rumors, explained the source of the yields in an X thread. He said it comes from Lido. So this is Pac-Man, if you've seen him. So Pac-Man Blur, he's the one talking about this. I lied. It's hilarious stuff on there. Orbit lending. So a lot of people, you'll see some people posting about the 2-week withdrawal period. That's not abnormal. I will say that. Oftentimes it helps bad actors from rugging a project.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see any like major problems with it, but I have major problems with my camera here. I just got so overwhelmed with all the layer 2s that are being developed right now, and it's just another protocol. It seems like it has a lot of hype out of ETH Denver. That Pac-Man thing, we're going to be looking into it. I know Hannah was talking about it because she's getting a lot of people at ETH Denver being pretty bullish on it. So we got to pay attention to it. There she is in the background. So yeah, we'll be talking about that soon.
Charles is there now. Speaking of L2s, Avalanche lagging behind other cryptos. Is it? What did the stats say? What do the metrics say? Looks like it saw a little bit of a decline while Bitcoin and Ethereum was soaring. And so year to date decline 1.5%. That's not where you want to be if you jumped in January 1st here. So it has a couple metrics though, casting a shadow. Daily active addresses and transactions experience significant decline. This is raising legitimate concerns about its ability to sustain positive momentum and compete with other assets there. I would say Avalanche is hard to bet against that one because a lot of people do like that tech. Privacy coins. Shout out to the Cody call that we made. Privacy coins lost 44% of market share to privacy blockchains. Okay. So the top 2 privacy blockchains include Mina and Oasis with 13% market share there. And it looks like privacy coins had 96.6 share of the privacy market. And now, however, as of now, that 96% share has declined to a 52% share. And Drew, I've been thinking about this a lot. This kind of makes a lot of sense because if you think, all right, I got this privacy coin, but then it's used on an EVM, aka Ethereum Virtual Machine, aka you got to send it with on Ethereum network.
Yeah.
Then it's like, is it really even that private? Sure, maybe the smart contract functionalities of it are, but yeah, I can see how a blockchain focused on privacy is better than an individual coin focused on privacy. Although Monero technically is a privacy chain, so I don't know why they're calling it a coin, not a chain there. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, what you said is dead right. I mean, Ethereum, they can block specific transactions depending on locations. We saw that they bent over immediately for OFAC when, targeted, people in Iran. Didn't matter who you were in Iran, you weren't able to utilize it for a short, brief piece of time. We know that Ethereum can be stopped. It is centralized. I think Cardano is the last chance for proof of stake in crypto.
Ooh, well, that takes us to our next story, Drew. I don't know if you planned that one. Ada Whale says Cardano continues to defy critics. The fundamental story of Cardano still not going away. In fact, there's some metrics going around saying basically Cardano is by far the most decentralized of the top chains there. And so he's saying he shared some thoughts on the price performance of ADA. He says the journey has been long and varied, with price points ranging from 2 cents to $3.10 and many in between. And they're claiming that it's consistently refrained from making bold price predictions or claiming it's superior over other assets. And that instead, the focus has been on caution, especially during the highs, and maintaining a balanced perspective on its performance relative to Bitcoin. Very, very important there. You also touch on the smaller crypto assets, which can offer rapid gains, but will come with higher risks. And that's why we've been looking at a lot of these Cardano altcoins. And folks, make sure you check out some of these videos we've been putting out. We've just been putting out a lot of winners. But then on the other side of the coin, we got some coins haven't been winning as large as a lot of people want. Ripple allegedly using bots to manipulate the price, according to some court documents here. This is based on documents shared by Dark Horse, shedding light on the strategies employed to influence the market value. But if you want to feel a little bit better, this was during 2015 and 2016. I think crypto market was very nascent, very immature then, and it wouldn't surprise me if the entire industry was employing these type of tactics there. But they're saying they directed a market maker to execute transactions that impacted the price. Specifically, they talk about particular bots and outline how they're tasked with buying and selling to affect its price, including Actions attributed by notable figures within the company, including Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson. So, if you want some good news here, it's from 2015, 2016. You might be able to walk away with the slap on the wrist there. 1,000. If you put in 1,000, what is it worth right now? Let's see. I just want to throw out the number. If you put in 1,000, give me the number. You're sitting here talking about EMAs and everything else. Okay, so 7 days, 11%. All right, so 2 months ago, you're down 4.93. All right, that was a whole lot to realize you're down $49. So you lost $50. Thanks for bearing that and making me scroll multiple paragraphs.
He gets paid by the word, DZ. Okay, he gets paid by the word.
I'm just giving him all this ad revenue and everything. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, $49. Thanks for hiding that from me, making me dig. All right, I'm gonna blame Johnny on that one. Yeah. All right, Johnny. All right, let's see here. Doge futures, record-breaking open interest at $1 billion. Troy, welcome to the Alliance. We're gonna do a members-only stream. We're gonna share a DGen Solana meme coin. That's just kind of piggybacking off another successful meme coin. Maybe it'll do nothing. Maybe it'll go down. That's why I'm only going to put in 1 Solana. It's what I'm comfortable losing. Bonk prediction. Could it hit $1? Let's just look at the price right now. Bonk right now. Again, it's going to be price discovery zone. Really? No. It will not. Simon Chandler, you should be ashamed of yourself. No, there's just no way. What a dumb question of Simon to ask there. There's no way it's going to do that. Let's see, romance scams. Be careful of scams. Now that we're getting close to new all-time highs for Bitcoin, scams are going to increase. Pig butchering scams are going to increase. Romance scams are going to increase, especially with AI. And if some Asian lady's messaging you about your crypto, he is just trying to steal all your crypto. So just be careful. Yeah. Mac with the $10 super chat. I put in 40K. Last 3 years since Bear, currently 184K. He's got over hundreds of Solana, hundreds of Injective, 10 ETH, a lot of render. When's the best time to DCA out based on time periods in 2024? Not charts, please. I am a 4-year chart guy. We put in a high 2014, 2017, 2021. It looks like it's going to be 2025. It's technically like January of the next year, but then December, then November, and it looks like it'll be October 2025. The 4-year chart says take all your profits in like a 3-month period surrounding October 2025. I think I'm going to employ that same strategy. I employed that strategy last cycle. It enabled me to put a down payment on my home. I took some profits, largely Q4 2021 and Q1 2023. Worked out beautifully for me. So that's going to be my strategy, not looking at any lines. Mac, I hope that helps you out there. But again, maybe the 4-year cycle is going to get thrown out of the water because the ETFs and BlackRock might stop the 4-year cycle. They have enough power. It could be BlackRock. Maybe, but it is programmed in, and supply-demand economics are going to be pretty tough to pass there. I will say that. Let's see. I did have a couple tweets talking about the ETF data. We kind of largely covered that. HODL15 has just been doing a really, really good job covering all this. Breaking news. This is 38 minutes ago. Stop scrolling. Okay, HODL. Well, look. The new spot ETF just purchased 340,000 Bitcoin worth $21 billion and 34 trading days. Grayscale converted to an ETF and experienced large redemptions here. So bullish. We just keep going up and up and up. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust becoming less relevant as the weeks go by. Yeah, eventually they're going to run out of Bitcoin to sell. So yeah, that's going to be good news there. All right, folks, we're going to head out. Take about a 2-3 minute break, and we're going to come back with the members only stream. We appreciate the members who help support this channel, help us grow, help us hire more people, help us give some of the people here a raise who definitely deserve it there. So we appreciate all the members coming in, supporting us. We'll see you in a few minutes. Hit that like button.